Hej, jag heter Marie Bolmstrand och jag jobbar på Länsförsäkringars fondbolag. I en värld med svängiga börskurser där oförutsägbara händelser påverkar våra investeringar så märker vi att många sparare letar efter en typ av fond som dels har lite lägre svängningar och som dessutom kan skapa avkastning oavsett om marknaderna går upp eller ner. Och en allt vanligare sparfond i de här sammanhangen har blivit så kallade multistrategifonder. Och när vi nu startar vår multistrategifond så väljer vi att göra det i samarbete med Aviva Investors. With me here today I have Raphaelle Moysan from Aviva Investors. You're very welcome, Raphaelle.
Thank you, Marie.
And since we have chosen Aviva as a manager of this fund, could you please tell me shortly, who are Aviva Investors?
Aviva Investors is a global asset manager, and like LF, we are insurance owned. We manage over 350 billion euros in assets, and that's across fixed income, equities, as well as real estate, and that's across the entire world. Our purpose is really to be the leading provider of outcome-oriented solutions, which is all about harnessing our deep investment expertise in order to deliver client outcomes, such as growing capital or delivering a steady level of income, while minimizing volatility.
So, Raphaelle, what is actually a multi-strategy and what is the advantage with a multi-strategy approach?
Multi-strategy investing is an ideas-driven, unconstrained approach seeking to build a highly diversified portfolio of about 30 strategies that have the potential to deliver capital growth regardless of the market environment. The advantage of multi-strategy over traditional multi-asset is that instead of having a top-down strategic benchmark, which is all about asset allocation and really looking at shifting big weights every quarter, what you have with multi-strategy is a bottom-up approach, focusing at a much refined level of analysis, not at asset class level, but at strategy level. So it could be within a sector, within a particular yield curve, in order to provide the best ideas into the portfolio. And really, instead of following the constraints of a top-down benchmark, we build a very robust, diverse portfolio that is risk-aware and that is able to deliver returns, but also minimize volatility and really protect the capital of investors regardless of the market environment.
And who would a multi-strategy fund appeal to?
Multi-strategy investing has a very broad appeal. The reason for this is that all sorts of investors are interested in receiving a particular outcome with low volatility. And so we find that, for example, in the retail space, for an individual, the multi-strategy target return approach is designed for someone who is, say, working, and they are building up their capital base, and they are looking to save ahead of their retirement. And so it's for people like you and me who have built a capital, but they are looking to grow their capital by an equity-like level of return over rolling 3 years, but who are not prepared to undergo the level of volatility that you would get with a pure equity investment. So it's a prudent, highly diversified approach which seeks to give you an equity-like return with less volatility.
And what could you, as an investor in the Länsförsäkringar Multistrategi fund, expect in terms of performance and volatility?
The fund aims to deliver a return of cash plus 5% annually, on average, over rolling 3 years, but with less than half of the volatility of global equities. So what this means is that, on average, over a 3-year horizon, you could expect a level of return around the 5% mark, gross of fees, but with maximum half of the volatility of equities.
Raphaelle, the strategy that's being used in our fund is already up and running at Aviva since, I think, July 2014. So tell me, how has you performed during these first 2 years?
It's been interesting because since the fund launched in July 14, market conditions have been very contrasted. We've had periods when risk assets rose and everything was fine, and then periods when volatility increased and you had big falls, for example, in equity markets. So this has provided a live test to really test the validity of our thesis. And I'm really pleased to report that the performance since inception on an annualized basis has been around the cash plus 4 mark, which is really close to the target, and that with a third of the volatility of equities. So I'm really pleased to report that over the past 2 years, the fund has delivered both from a performance perspective and also a volatility perspective.
That sounds really good to me, and we really look forward to seeing the results of this innovative approach. Thank you so much, Raphaelle, for taking your time today.
Thank you, Marie.